Welcome to Sideline Sports, where we give you an up-close and personal look at the teams, coaches, and athletes that make up the South Sound. Here's your host, Jeff Slakey.
Welcome to the show. This week, the state playoff opener for Timberline football. Ole takes on Skyline. It's the 9th consecutive trip to the state playoffs for Tumwater, and the game of the week is Tumwater football at Linden.
Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
The Gillis Auto Center. At Gillis, you're covered forever. Timberline football looking to make a return trip to the state quarterfinals, hosting Mount Spokane.
A fired-up crowd was on hand at South Sound Stadium in Lacey Friday night for the first-round state playoff game between Timberline and Mount Spokane. A win for Timberline would mark a return trip to the state quarterfinals for the second year in a row. Big hits on defense highlighted the first quarter, with Timberline leading by a slim margin 7-6. Mount Spokane would score less than a minute into the second quarter, leading 13-7. Timberline would answer back midway through the second quarter on a 21-yard touchdown run to tie the game at 13-all. Craziness would follow for Mount Spokane as the Wildcats took the ensuing kickoff 87 yards to the house, taking a 20-13 lead into halftime. Timberline would close the gap at the end of the third quarter when quarterback Hunter Campo found Max Anisi for a 40-yard catch, leading to a Hunter Campo 2-yard touchdown run. A blocked PAT would keep Mount Spokane up 20-19. With 4 minutes remaining, Timberline kicker Mason Jobert would get his revenge. Jobert would make a 24-yard field goal, giving Timberline a 22-20 lead. The Blazers would hold on in the final minutes to secure the state playoff victory. Timberline head coach Nick Mullen was proud of his team's effort post-game.
Kind of games you gotta win to keep moving on the playoffs. Like we said, why not us? Why not us? But we gotta keep grinding, man. We got another week together. That's what we got to cherish. Journey, baby, the journey, all right?
Timberline senior Jamin Falalago knew his team needed this win to keep their postseason dreams alive.
It felt good because we all knew that if we didn't finish, if we didn't go hard, this was going to be our last game. So none of us wanted that, so we worked hard until the last whistle blew.
I'm Sean Wells for iFIBER 1 Sports.
Mason General Hospital, united community, empowered people, exceptional health. It was a must-win playoff match for Olympia soccer, hosting Skyline.
It was a packed house at Ingersoll Stadium in Olympia Wednesday night for Olympia soccer hosting Skyline in a do-or-die state playoff match. A strong defensive first half from both teams had the game scoreless at the break. In the second half, Skyline's Emma Morgan scored off a cross from Maddie Butts, taking a 1-0 lead in the 49th minute. Skyline would add a second goal off a set piece 13 minutes later, taking a 2-0 advantage. The Spartans would add one more goal in the final minutes on their way to a 3-0 victory. The loss eliminates Olympia from postseason play, while Skyline move on to the state quarterfinals to take on Lake Stevens. I'm Sean Wells for iFIBER 1 Sports.
Sideline Sports is being brought to you in part by
A program built on excellence, Tumwater marks the 9th consecutive trip to the state playoff.
The Tumwater High School football team will find themselves in a familiar position this Saturday when they host Prosser in the first round of the 2A state playoffs. This is the 9th consecutive season the T-Birds have made the state championships. Tumwater last won it all in 2010 and finished second last season, falling to Hawkinson in the state championship game. Second-year head coach Bill Beatty admits it's a new-look team from last year, but he likes the state of his program as they enter postseason play.
No, we're excited to be here. You know, I think a lot of people thought after losing 35 seniors last year that maybe this would be a little down year, you know, and you know, again, like programs, and this one that's been for so many years, you don't really rebuild, you kind of reload, and other guys step up, and that's what we've had.
Tumwater finished the regular season 8-1, only falling to Black Hills in Week 8. T-Bird senior and strong safety Patrick Williams likes the way his team has come together after falling to their rival.
Right now we're just trying to keep going, make a run, come back from that loss like you said, and just play the way that we know we can. It's a great program with a lot of tradition, so we're just trying to uphold that.
Tumwater head coach Bill Beatty gives all the credit for his team's current success to Hall of Fame Tumwater coach Sid Otten and the program he built over 43 years.
You know, Coach Otten built this program, you know, and started back in 1974 when he first got here, and 43 years of doing that. And there were bumps in the road along the way, but the consistency of the program is what is impressive. Not just the kids coming through the youth program and all that kind of stuff, but the assistant coaches that have stayed here. You know, we have a couple of assistant coaches that have been here 30 years. When you get that type of consistency and people willing to make that commitment to a program, you're going to have great results, and I think that's what you're seeing.
I'm Sean Wells for iFIBER 1 Sports.
Previous results in football: Black Hills 48, Burlington Edison 8, Tumwater over Prosser 21-14, and Peninsula beats Bethel 55-28. In girls soccer, Liberty over North Kitsap 2-0, Columbia River over Fife 2-0, and Seaholm beats Ellensburg 3-1. In volleyball, Capital 3, Prairie 1, Peninsula over North Thurston 3-2, and Mountain View blanks Peninsula 3-0. Our game of the week is Tumwater football traveling to Linden for a state quarterfinal matchup. The T-Birds are coming off an impressive 24-14 win over Prosser. Linden last knocked off Eatonville 34-14 in their state opener. It was a thriller when the two teams met in last year's state opener, with Tumwater winning 23-21. Game kicks off Friday night at 7 in Linden. Upcoming games in football: it's Tumwater at Linden, Black Hills versus Fife, and Yelm at Bellevue. Girls soccer, Gig Harbor versus Kamiakin, Columbia River versus Seaholm, and Liberty takes on Burlington Edison. In volleyball, Capital versus Seattle Prep, Stadium versus Mount Spokane, and Lakeside versus Mountain View.
This has been another presentation of Sideline Sports. I'm Jeff Slakey.